BLK, which is their glossy water blur tint. Well, it just says water blur tint here, and I got 2 shades. So, i-wear test natin sila ngayong araw. So, I have the shade Firecracker and Toast. Honestly, hindi ko alam kung dapat kumain muna ako before putting this on, but baka malate na ako sa office. But, yeah. So, I did prep my lips. This is the Laneige one. Trinay ko to kagabi. Actually, Firecracker lang yung trinay ko. And, mukhang long-lasting pa naman siya. You guys could see, merong mga, like, naiwan pa na tint. Ito yung itsura niya. You guys could see. So, even though it looks intimidating there, it's actually a very wearable red. So, paddle brush siya, which I'm not really a big fan of. I like doe foot applicators kasi mas mabilis makarating to apply it in the crevices of your lips. So, as you guys could see, that was basically one dip. Hindi ako bumalik sa loob ng tube. You guys could see it's very pigmented. So, ang gagawin ko, I'm gonna let this set muna and then apply a second layer para foolproof talaga. So, yeah. Okay, so this is how the BLK water blur tint looks like. So it's around 8 PM now, so I've had this for almost 12 hours, or maybe actually 12 hours now. But you guys could see, yeah, but I'm gonna remove my makeup because I have to work out, but yeah. So may bagong tint, BLK, which is their water blur tint. They retail for 349 pesos or 379 pesos. I'm not so sure. So it's their new tint, and it's like water in oil formula. I've never heard of something like that. Usually oil tint base, like yung sa colorette or like the usual water gel tint. So this was quite interesting. So I have 2 shades. I got the lightest shade and the darkest shade, just so I see kung how they'll stain if darker. Kasi syempre kapag darker yung shade nyo, syempre mas magsistay siya and stuff. And I just want to see if maganda rin kapag yung staying power if it's a lighter shade. So I actually did use this yesterday, and okay naman siya, but I was testing out the shade Toast. Oh my god, nahulog ko tong Toast, so may biyak na siya sa iyo. Ano ba yan? Hindi ko pa nga siya nagagamit. But anyways, I tested the shade kasi sobrang nai-intimidate ako sa mga ganitong shades. They tend to not work for me. And honestly, I thought this is gonna be more of like a brownish pink shade. This is looking more of like medyo like mauvey light pink. But when I tried it on yesterday, medyo okay naman siya because I think I got the tan. So hindi siya ganon naglalaban with my skin tone. So yeah, so for today, I've never tried this on my lids, cheeks, but I did wear Firecracker on my lips. So first time natin siyang itatry sa cheeks. So I hope it will not disrupt my foundation underneath. So I'm gonna use the shade Toast. I only have concealer on my face, my usual sunscreen and moisturizer. I'm also using the BLK Light Proof Concealer, which I'm loving at the moment kasi kanina pa tong, hindi ko pa siya nasa-set and hindi siya nag-crease underneath my eyes. So, yeah. I'm not so sure how this one would work because I don't know. Parang nag-disappear lang siya. Like it's not doing anything. I'm not so sure with the shade Firecracker, but I wanted a monochrome look kasi. So, I don't know. Can you guys see the difference? May nangyayari ba? Feeling ko like a very, very soft blush, but then I also can't fault this one because it's such a light shade, but feeling ko you really have to layer this up. And napansin ko, what I did kasi with Firecracker, I did was I let the first layer ng paglagay ko sa skin ng, oh no, this is not working well. Nakikita ko na nililift niya yung foundation. You guys could see. This is not working. I think I would like this more on my lips. I don't know if you guys would see. You guys could see that. Ito na yung line nung blush and it is not working. Feeling ko I would have to stop this because feeling ko masisira lang yung foundation na nilagay ko. But I don't know if I should continue or completely redo my base makeup to see what do you guys think. Maybe, you know what, for the sake of this review, tignan natin kasi malay nyo, we're judging. But it's such a weird consistency. Parang it's like just sitting on top of my skin. Hindi ko maintindihan yung texture niya. I would go more about the texture later kasi I'm not really sure if I'm completely liking the texture of this water blur tint. I got intrigued because it's something new. But yeah, so let's push through. I think I'm already regretting my decision. It's like you have to keep putting it on, but then at the same time, since it's such a light shade, sobrang weird ng texture niya. It's like moussey and gel at the same time. Like, you guys could see, it's just literally sitting on top of my fingers. Parang ayaw niya mag-adhere sa skin. Which is weird. But I did check kung if you're supposed to use this on your cheeks. And so far naman, sa mga ads nila, you do use it on your cheeks. But I am not loving this. You guys could see. Parang dumikit lang siya sa kamay ko. So I'm not gonna do much anymore, and this is the best that I can do because I feel like if I'll keep piling it on, mas masisira yung base ko. So, I'm sad! One of my favorite multi-use tints is actually their Creamy All Over paint. As in, I love that when dalawa pa lang yung shades na yun, which is Daffodil and Peony. I love that. And I also love their lip oil so far. I've been really loving their multi-use products, but this one is not doing it for me. So, feeling ko I'll have to retouch a little bit of the Life Proof Concealer and I'll get back to you guys. Then let's see how it will work on top of our lids na naka-powder. Okay, so I'm done with my makeup, and I think when I was working with the blush, I didn't like how it's set on top of the skin kasi nga nade-disrupt niya yung makeup underneath. And wala akong masyadong ginamit na concealer, just barely concealer. It was, I think the concealer was basically here, so I don't know how well it will work on top of foundation if ganun pa lang, yung konti pa lang natatamaan niya, or basically sunscreen lang yun nasa ilalim and medyo hirap na siya to work with. So I'm not quite sure how well it will work with foundation. So, yeah, but I think the color started to show nung medyo nag-set na siya sa skin. Medyo nag-set na siya sa skin. Although I did use a powder blush because kung hindi magiging maputla ako considering the one that we're using today is Toast. So, I don't know how well this will work out if I put it on my lids, pero tignan na lang natin. Yeah, so I did powder my lids because I just want to see how well it will work on top of powder. Because honestly, tumaas yung standards ko because of Get Ready With Me milky tints. Kasi those tints you can use on bare skin, on top of your foundation. It's very flexible. You can use it on top of your powder. So let us see. So I'm using the shade Toast. I don't know how well this will look, but I hope it's going to be like a nice wash of color. Like I'm gonna show you guys the texture of this. Wow, it's such a weird, like gloppy texture. You guys can see that. It's such a weird texture. So weird, but yeah, I was hoping for like a monochromatic look today, but it's not giving. So, I mean, it's doing better than I thought it would be. It would do, but wait now. I don't know if this will set though. Para talaga siyang mag-disappear. Like, as you could see. So, I guess kapag mas nag-set siya, mas nagdi-disappear siya. But, I'm so confused. Okay, so I think that's the best I can do for my eyes. I'm not completely loving it. Hindi magkapantay yung color, and I don't know what's happening, why it won't match this eye. And I'm scared to continually pile it on, but yeah, so I'm use it on my lips. Napansin ko lang, I used the firecracker when I went to the office the other day, and okay naman siya, but I'm not really sure with the blurring properties of it, because honestly I felt like it didn't really blur my lips, and honestly I feel like it accentuated my lips. But then at the same time, feeling ko na accentuate yung dryness ng lips ko, because this one is not layer friendly. Na-realize ko lang siya kagabi. So usually, if kung ano yung pigmentation yung una nyo nilagay, yun na yun, don't touch it. I think it will work better. So yeah, so hindi ko siya masyado nakita sa firecracker because it is a darker shade. So mas lumitaw siya yung pagka-patchy niya kapag nililayer nyo na siya with a lighter shade. So that's why usually, even if I'm not really a big fan of lighter shades when it comes to tints in general, I have to try the lighter shades kasi iba talaga yung performance nila compared sa deeper, darker, brighter shades. So again, we are using the shade Toast. That's how the shade Toast looks like. It's like a very muted, like salmon pink. Okay, so this is how it looks. As you can see, hindi naman siya nag-crease, but I've been so scared to touch it. This is how the blush looks. As I said, mas nag-pop siya once nag-set siya. I don't know what happened here. I think from working out or I fell asleep earlier. This is how the tint looks like. As you guys could see, it fades really nicely though. Like it's still like that solid color. It just fades nicely in terms of color, but you guys can see it really just settles into the fine lines of your lips. But it lasted long. I don't know what happened here, but this one is completely gone. I think cause dyan ako nagpapawis by working out, and you guys can see it there. So okay, so this was newly released, I think just a week ago. Tapos 5 shades yung meron sila. I got Toast and Firecracker, which is Toast is the lightest one, while Firecracker I think is the darkest one from what I remember, or Low Key one. I'm not so sure. It's either Firecracker or Low Key. So I got this as a bundle. So yeah, honestly I had really high hopes for this tint because I am a big fan of BLK multi-use tints. Their Creamy All Over Paint has always been my favorite. I've recommended it to literally everyone I know or anyone na nagtatanong kung ano yung isa sa mga top multi-use products ko, and I would always recommend the multi-use creamy tint, or no, creamy all over paint ng BLK. So yeah, I had high hopes for this one because it's a new formula. They call it, I'm not so sure if it's just water blur tint kasi doon it's glossy blur tint. As you guys could see, may gloss yung finish niya, so it's not completely like a matte or like a soft matte finish. So it's a glossy blur tint, and it's a water in oil formula. And I've never tried a tint like that. I've tried oil tints, mousse tints, velvet tints, water tints, gel tints, but I've never experienced like the two formulas kind of merged together. So I got really curious because it's something new. So I don't know if I would use this as a multi-use tint, as you guys could see from the previous clips earlier, as in nasa separate niya yung foundation ko, may concealer, and even if it's like going na sunscreen lang, skincare lang, and sometimes it's where these kind of products kind of come in for me. I want a very minimal makeup, so I don't want to use any like complexion base, so skincare lang or moisturizer, and I would use these kasi mas dun sila forgiving. But for this one, I didn't really have a lot of foundation here. Actually, dito lang talaga underneath my eyes my foundation, and it wasn't blending well, it wasn't melting into my skin, and that's one of the reasons why I love cream products kasi yung warmth ng fingers nyo just really helps kind of blend everything together when I use cream products. This one, I don't know why ayaw niyang humiwalay sa fingers ko, so I was literally just tapping my skin tas wala nangyayari. So ayaw niya mag-blend ng tama when I use it on my cheeks. For this one, on my lids, I use it on top of powder. Okay naman siya, but I still feel it that's somewhat not set yet kasi medyo ramdam ko pa na medyo mabigat siya sa eyes and medyo dumidikit pa siya. But yeah, I'm not so sure this one would last well throughout the day. And yeah, so, and again with these, since I think they have a very contradicting formula because it's water and oil, hindi siya layer friendly. So I first decided to test the firecracker shade since I was wearing minimal makeup. So I wanted like a more vibrant or deeper color just so hindi ako mukhang patay. And hindi ko una napansin sa kanya that it's not layer friendly because it is a darker shade. So okay naman siya, but I'm not so sure with the blurring properties. For me, it just blurred it like the first initial like application. And since I applied another layer while the first layer dried down, hindi siya ganun ka-smooth na tignan. But then medyo forgivable pa siya for firecracker because it is a brighter, deeper shade. But as the day progressed, as in it was falling into the dry patches or yung lines and lips ko, and it's not very flattering. So for you to call it like a water blur tint, I'm not so sure. So yeah, then completely ko na siyang napansin when I used Toast last night because I was so scared with the shade because I tend to avoid shades like this, and it's not the shade that I thought it would be. I thought it's gonna be like a rosy brown. So I decided to test it on yesterday, and I did how I applied firecracker, which first layer muna pinadry ko, tapos nilagyan ko na second layer, and then when I applied the second layer, since this one is a lighter shade, doon ko na nakita na it was awful. It was I had to remove it immediately kasi nasira niya na yung layer underneath. It was so streaky and patchy. I just didn't like it. I'm not so sure where I stand with these. I would still continue to use it because it's nag-last naman siya, honestly, even this one tinted. So for me, I think I would use it for that. But ano lang, warning lang, just use one shade if you want it to look more even throughout the day. The texture of this, medyo gelatin yung pakiramdam niya when you apply it on your lips. But it's for some strange reason when you apply it first sa lips, medyo it's like a gloss, like a balm gloss. Pero once you kind of rub your lips together to spread the product, ano na siya, lumalabas yung pagka-velvety texture niya, which is so weird. So, yeah, I'm not really sure if I would recommend these. I feel like they still have to nail the formula of that water and oil, kind of merging them together. I'm not so sure. I feel like there's better alternatives for this one and na completely multi-use. I love the Get Ready With Me Milky Tints. I'm pretty sure madami ng sawa doon kasi yun lang. But I really love that. It's such a versatile tint. And also the BLK Creamy All Over Paint. If you are a fan of BLK, I would recommend that more. And this one, and honestly, this one comes in a frosted plastic and mine already broke. And I just started using this yesterday. So yeah, sadly this didn't work for me and I sadly don't recommend it. But yeah, hope you guys like this review for the BLK Water Blur Tints. Again, please don't forget to click the subscribe button down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in my next video.